Okay, hey Lou. All right, so okay. Can everybody see okay? Just give me some nods, smiles. Okay, perfect, perfect. So basically, Ningxia Red is something that is exclusive to Young Living. So even if you've used essential oils before, you probably haven't heard of this necessarily because it is something that Young Living created, masterminded, perfected, and then distributed. So it is a whole body nutrient infusion. And basically what that means is it's a nutrient dense drink that's going to energize, fortify, and replenish even down to the cellular level, every cell in your body. So a lot of people have heard of, antioxidants, they've heard of free radicals, and there's a lot of questions around like, okay, I've heard of all of these things. What exactly does that mean? So we're going to talk about the dark side of oxygen. So basically, we know that we need oxygen to survive. We know that we breathe, and oxygen is something that just goes into our bodies, and that is something that we need in order to live. However, most people don't know that oxygen at the molecular level is highly reactive, which means that it can easily break its bonds, break its pairings with other molecules, and it can join to other molecules, or it can try to disrupt things at the cellular level to stabilize its own molecular bond. So what that means is when you are breathing and all of this stuff, yes, you're getting that oxygen that your body needs, but you're also taking in this molecule that is very highly reactive. When it reacts in a negative way, meaning it becomes an unbalanced molecule, that's what we call a free radical. So they have the potential to attack healthy cells in your body to try to stabilize themselves. This leads to damage, chronic health problems, and a whole host of issues inside your body. We were not meant to be in a state of unbalance. So oxidative stress occurs when there's a huge imbalance between the antioxidant processes that are going to bind these free radicals and the production of free radicals. So if you're producing way more free radicals in your body than you are antioxidants, and there's a huge imbalance there, that's called oxidative stress. Things that can enhance oxidative stress can be the standard American diet. We call it the SAD, standard American diet, because it is sad. Most of it is very nutrient empty, and most of the things that we're putting in our body are not doing anything to bind the free radical damage. Not getting enough rest. I don't know about you, but I am very guilty of overloading my plate and saying, I'm going to do this, and take on too much. I'll go to bed late. I'll get up early. That causes oxidative stress. Another thing that causes oxidative stress, intense exercise. We know that exercise keeps us healthy, but when we're going and working our muscles very strongly, that causes oxidative stress, that buildup of lactic acid, all of these things puts our body in a strenuous strain that it is not designed for. Therefore, we have to repair that damage. And then also emotional stress. When you're constantly in a state of go, 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 do, that can cause a lot of oxidative stress on your body as well. So we've heard of free radicals and we've heard of antioxidants. What are antioxidants? And all of you will get this presentation if you would like afterwards. And so I put a little link in here if you want to see where I got some of my information, but it's newsmedical.net. So free radical fighters are what antioxidants are. So they help to stabilize or deactivate free radicals before they can attack healthy cells. So you think of it as almost like a straitjacket on that free radical cell. So it's going to cause that stabilization. So it's not out, I'm trying to get what I need. And it's going to stabilize that so that your cells, your healthy cells, remain untouched. That also, remember, when your healthy cells are changed by that oxygen atom that is, very volatile, basically when your cells start to duplicate, they end up duplicating that damaged cell. So that's where these disease processes can sometimes originate from, is so much unchecked damage. So when you start having all of this oxidative stress build up in your body, and these cells continually are damaged, and then they recreate damaged cells, you can see how that can multiply into this really big problem. So it takes one antioxidant to get rid of one free radical. Now, obviously we can see here that there's a whole host of different lovely things that we should be eating that are going to help with that 1-to-1 ratio. But how many of you sit down and eat 8 cups of kale in a sitting? Most of us don't. I, for one, definitely do not. Now, green smoothies and things like that, especially Young Living packs a lot of antioxidant-rich products into all of their products. So everything from Ningxia Red, Balance Complete, Master Formula, multigreens. There are a lot of supplements out there that can really help to boost your overall health and wellness in this particular issue. But if we're saying a 1-to-1 ratio and we know that we're not going to go eat 8 cups of kale, what is it that we can do for ourselves? So there are several food nutrients that contain antioxidants, and plant-based substances are called phytonutrients when they contain those antioxidants. So now we're going to compare this right here, this little shot that you see next to the 2 bottles is 1 ounce of Ningxia Red. So 1 ounce of Ningxia Red is going to be equal to the biological activity comparison of 814 blueberries, 22,814 almonds, 59 heads of broccoli, 130 tomatoes, 73 strawberries, 100 oranges. You can take your pick. Now, how many of you think you could sit down and eat 814 blueberries? I think I'd be sick after about a couple of cups of them. And so that's more the point, to say it's almost impossible for your body to keep up with the consumption. And this is with a normal, healthy individual that doesn't have oxidative stress. So you add on those compounding factors like the standard American diet, and you add on trying to exercise, and you add on all the stress and not getting enough sleep. We need supplementation because it's impossible for us to keep up. So that's, and one other thing that I want to mention is all Young Living products are beyond organic. So what does that mean? It means that pesticides, chemicals, chemical fertilizers, and things like that are never going to have touched these products. So think about the oxidative stress that you're also doing if you're eating 814 blueberries that were sprayed with pesticide and planted in ground that was, filled with chemicals. You're still doing your body harm, versus everything that Young Living has is beyond organic. They have, seed to seal guarantee, where everything from the seed that goes in the ground to the seal they put on their bottles is completely beyond organic practices. So that, I just wanted to point that out as well. Now, this is the best drink for every member of the family. My rule of thumb is if you have introduced table food to your baby, they can have Ningxia. Because if their body can have a blueberry, even all mashed up, well, then they can have blueberry juice and goji berry or wolfberry juice. So basically you need to look at this as a superfood juice blend. So it's very, very healthy for your kids. And my baby was getting it in an eyedropper, and she would go, and she still does. She runs over to the fridge and grabs the door handle and says, mna, or nunna, whatever she's calling it now. So I just wanted to point that out, that you can have from the very youngest of the young to the very oldest of the old. This is great for everybody. Now, 100 grams of whole fresh Ningxia wolfberry equals a 2-ounce serving. So when it's saying this over here in the upper right-hand corner of 100 grams of fresh Ningxia wolfberry, this is what comes in a 2-ounce packet of Young Living's Ningxia Red. You can take, we do it in a shot glass if you want to do it with the bottle, or you can just drink 1 pouch of Ningxia Red. But it has 19 amino acids, 22 trace minerals, 5 unsaturated fatty acids, polysaccharides, 7 milligrams of beta-carotene, vitamins B1, B6, B2, vitamin C, vitamin E, calcium, potassium, iron, selenium, zinc. Most people are not, this is not a Capri Sun that you're drinking. This is completely whole food, whole nutrients. And when I say whole food, that means that it has potassium, it has zinc, it has fiber, it has basically all of the nutrition that your body needs in one thing. So now, your body also has natural antioxidant processes. So that means your body has this kind of innate system in place to protect itself against free radical damage. So what that means is it produces these special enzymes like glutathione peroxidase, catalase, and superoxide dismutase. Say that 3 times fast. And these are those enzymes that are going to protect your body. It's basically a barrier between you and those free radicals. So the big issue is they require micronutrient cofactors, selenium, iron, copper, zinc, and manganese for them to work. So you think about if you're not going to feed your army, that army's not going to work for you. So basically, when we are having that standard American diet, there are holes in our army that way we can't create that strong wall of defense where these enzymes within our body can actually work to their fullest potential. So that means you have little to no antioxidant activity if you aren't having these trace minerals. Good news. Ningxia Red has anthocyanins, boron, calcium, catechin gallate, copper, iron, lycopene, magnesium, manganese, zinc, vitamin C, tocotrienols, tocopherols, strontium, sodium, potassium, phenols, and MSM. MSM is a form of sulfur. So what's great about all of these is it gives us those micronutrients to strengthen our body's own antioxidant enzymes. So not only is it rich in antioxidants, but at the same time, it's making our body fight for itself. So that's, to me, very powerful as well. So Ningxia Red is made with the whole fruit wolfberry puree. Why is that important? Everybody knows that when you blend something down and you strain out just the juice, you're going to be taking a lot of the nutrients away. Young Living doesn't do that. They call it a puree for a reason. They take the leaf, the stem, the fruit, and the juice of the Ningxia wolfberry so that you get all of those awesome benefits, including the fiber, including the protein. They contain every essential amino acid that your body needs, and the wolfberry is 13% protein content, so it is one of the highest protein levels offered in a fruit. The essential oils that are added to Young Living also are rich in limonene, and so it's tangerine, orange, yuzu, and lemon. Limonene helps to boost your immune system. So not only are you fortifying your body with those really great antioxidants, but you're also boosting your immune system with that limonene component. So the fruit blends chosen to go with Ningxia Red were chosen for a reason, and we're going to get into that in a second, but it's the wolfberry puree. Then they add blueberry, aronia, cherry, pomegranate, plum, and grape juices to that as well. So Ningxia is both kosher and halal approved. So if you have any friend or family member that follows a restrictive diet, whether halal or kosher, this is totally safe for that. They use patented grapeseed extract to also enhance the product, and it does not contain any processed high fructose corn syrup or sweeteners. So they sweeten with stevia, so it is all completely natural as well. And that also helps to keep from boosting the glycemic index. So if you have a person who is, I almost said a patient, sorry, I'm MRI work mode. If you have a person who is diabetic, you're also able to take this because it doesn't cause this huge spike in your blood sugar levels. So that's good as well. And I always tell people, if I have a person who's diabetic and they're wanting to try Ningxia, I always say measure your blood sugar before and after, and you be the judge. If you felt that it went up just a little too high and you try to avoid all sugar, especially if you're trying to get your diabetes under control, then just you are your own boss with this. And so I just tell people to kind of try it, see how they like it. So the blueberry, cherry, aronia, pomegranate, and plum were carefully selected for their bioactive phytonutrients and ability to support energy. So that means that they did research on all of these different fruits to see which ones are going to not only give you that antioxidant boost, but are going to energize and fortify your body. Now we're going to watch a little video. I haven't tried to do a video yet, so we're going you're going to experiment with me and see how this goes. But this is Heather, and she actually has been a triathlete for a very long time, but she started to notice that her recovery process was not quite as good after she started to get a little bit older. So we'll see real quick if it will let me share this with you. And let's see. Hold that thought. Oops, hold on. Okay, can y'all see this okay? Yes? Okay, awesome.
Hi, my name is Heather Butcher. I'm a personal trainer, a competitive triathlete, and fitness is my passion. I've been competing in sports since I was 10 years old, and it's become part of my day. I don't feel complete if I don't do something each day. It makes me feel alive. It's just who I am. I found as I was getting a little older in the sport, injuries were becoming more frequent, the recovery process was taking a lot longer, and I really wasn't sure that I had, really in me for me to actually qualify to go to Hawaii, and that was kind of the last big thing on my list, I guess, on my journey in triathlon. And so when I was introduced to Ningxia Red, I found that my recovery process was so much greater. My body was able to repair itself, and I really far exceeded my athletic goals for that time in my life. After I'd been on Ningxia Red for 6 months, I had kind of a breakthrough performance. I had my best Ironman time ever and earned a slot in the Hawaii Ironman. Not only is Ningxia Red a fantastic product, but the company itself has a high standard, and that really inspired me to become a distributor so that I could enjoy the quality products and really get the education out there to other people that, hey, there's a great thing out there that you guys need to know about, and being a distributor has allowed me to do that. A lot of athletes end up being so run down and beat up that they're kind of done in their 50s, and that's it. I really do want to be one of those athletes that can still compete in my 60s and 70s. I feel like the Ningxia Red is going to allow me the best opportunity to do that.
All right, awesome. Okay, let's go back to this. Okay, so that was Heather's story. Okay. I see thumbs up, Mel. All right, so what does Ningxia Red do for you? Supports whole body health and overall wellness. It maintains your eye health. Now, I have a personal story on this note. The reason it supports your eye health is because it has lutein, zeaxanthin, and beta-cryptozanthin in it. Say that 3 times fast as well. Now, when I went to the eye doctor, they told me I need to start taking a lutein and a zeaxanthin complex to start maintaining my eye health because my eyes had started to change and I started to have to wear glasses occasionally. They said this can actually help to improve your eyesight. Well, now I don't have to pay for an extra supplement because my whole family is taking Ningxia Red. And so if you know someone who has eye problems and is having to take that, just so you know, that's something that's actually included in this as well. Now, because we learned about that free radical fighting and stuff, that's also why Young Living's Ningxia Red can support normal cellular function, because it's going to keep those cells from being damaged. So then when your cells are duplicating, they're duplicating healthy cells instead of unhealthy cells. The D-limonene is what we talked about to help boost your immune system. And then it also helps to boost your energy. So some people have said they need to take this in the morning and not in the evening because you might get that little spike of energy and then not want to go to sleep. So, and then it also, like we talked about, will help prevent against oxidative stress. So if you are not a Young Living member, good news. If you want this in your house, there is a Ningxia starter kit. So if you're wanting to go ahead and try Ningxia, it comes with 2 bottles of Ningxia Red, a 30-pack of the little pouches that you saw. I always recommend chilling them and keeping them in the fridge. I think they taste better cold. It also comes with, you can see in the center of your screen, some little energy shots. That's Ningxia Nitro. We're about to talk about that. And it also comes with a bottle of Stress Away and then some little samples as well. Now, if you are a Young Living member, and this is if you have signed up with a premium starter kit in the past, Ningxia Red is such a popular supplement, and like we said, you can't get it anywhere other than Young Living. So one thing that Young Living has put together is an essential rewards kit. Now, some people like the bottles, some people like the pouches, some people like a combo of the two. So one thing that you can do if you're already ordering the bottles and pouches, you get 4 bottles and 30 pouches of the Ningxia Red. And if you were to order those 2 items separately, it would cost about $211. But when you do it as the Ningxia Red Essential Rewards package, it actually saves you $30. So if you know you're going to be taking this, it just makes sense to go ahead and get the Essential Rewards kit so that that way you're saving the extra money. You can spend it on all sorts of other great products. All right, now Ningxia also has 2 other things. They have Ningxia Zing, which is like a carbonated light energy drink, I like to call it. It definitely will wake you up, but it doesn't give you a harsh buzz, and you are not going to have a crash afterwards. So things like traditional energy drinks where you get the big can and then you can't blink for 4 hours and then you want to fall down and go to sleep. It's not going to do that to you. It's going to give you a gentle boost of energy, but it's going to kind of help keep you going through your day. It's really good right around 3 o'clock when you've gotten through your morning, you've eaten lunch, now you're getting sleepy. And Ningxia Zing is really good. Now, Ningxia Nitro also will do that, but I like it before a workout or when I'm at work and I'm really needing to get an extra little energy boost midday. Keep it in your pocket because it's just a tiny little energy shot, and it'll give you that pick-me-up as well. So they have things like Korean ginseng and green tea extract, things like that in them. So they're very, very healthy for you, but they also have a lot of great nutrients and that energy pickup. So there are 3 Ningxia products here. So we just said, we've already covered Ningxia quite well, but Nitro, it said it's formulated with a blend of pure essential oils, botanical extract, and bioenergy D-ribose. And it is great to support your body and your mind. And it has naturally occurring caffeine, but it's not even as much caffeine as in a cup of coffee. It's, I would say, probably about the same amount as in a cup of green tea. But they will help to kind of promote your athleticism. So if you're wanting to do it before a workout, that would be a good little boost. And then the Ningxia Zing is kind of more bubbly. So a lot of people, when they start kind of embracing a more healthy lifestyle, they try to cut out Cokes. And you sometimes miss that sparkling drink. And so this kind of has a little bit of a berry flavor. It's infused with essential oils, so it'll give you a little pick-me-up, but it also doesn't have any of those harsh preservatives. It doesn't have the colorants or anything like that a traditional Coke or something like that would have. Okay. And so I always end with a quote because, otherwise it just doesn't feel complete to me. But time and health are 2 precious assets that we don't recognize and appreciate until they have been depleted. And I can tell you that is something that I have seen a lot. As you know, most of you know, I work in a hospital 3 days a week. I see people at their worst. I see people that have said, boy, I wish I had done something differently earlier. So that's one thing that when we're sharing Ningxia Red, it's for a reason. It's because it's one little thing that you can do every day to just support yourself and give you a better tomorrow. So let me go ahead and I can unmute all of you. Hold on 1 second. We will, that's where that went. Hold that thought. Sorry, I'm trying to get out of my presentation. It doesn't want to go. There we go. Okay. So, let's see. I'm trying to unmute all of you. Where am I? There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, if you were saying anything you shouldn't, everyone can hear you now, so heads up. Okay, so does anybody have any questions now that we're kind of done? Any on in the background because we can hear it. Aha, found it. Sorry about that. Okay, so does anybody have any questions or comments or anything of that nature? Or were you saying something, Maren? Oh, hold on. Trying to unmute you. There you go.
There. I was just trying to tell my son to be quiet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. But anyway, so any questions now that we're finished, or did anyone have anything that they wanted to say about their experience with Ningxia or anything like that?
Melissa, that was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I learned a few things tonight. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Glad to hear that.
We've been a Ningxia Red drinker for over 4 years, and we cannot live without it.
I agree. I love it. I will also give you a little recipe before we go, but if you combine your Ningxia Zing and you add your Ningxia Red to it, not only does it enhance the flavor and it makes it a little bit more tart, but then I'll also squeeze in some lime and add some essential oil to it, and it's a great midday pick-me-up, so I love it. Alrighty, well, it sounds like everybody kind of is good then, and if no one has anything else to say, I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Alrighty, thank you so much for joining us.
Nice job. Good night.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye.